Yeah, man, just been working all year, man. I knew last year I was downsized. I came in flat, and I didn't like my look, and I was not happy with it. So I rolled right into the Arnold, and I
Talking
said,
and
all
chatting
year
it
I'm
up
gonna.
and, having a good time with people. I love to do that when I do other events, but not when it's Olympia week.
I think you guys will be quite pleased to watch this video because some of you will be like, oh, that's it? I do more carbs than that. Doubtful. Most of you.
I've always been a God-fearing man, and, like at the time, my relationship with God wasn't as strong as it is today, but I finally just literally gave up. I threw in the towel and I said, God, that's it, man. I don't want to be here anymore, but if I'm going to be here, show me the way. The words hang in the air, a stark contrast to the superhuman physique of the man who uttered them. For fans of professional bodybuilding, Derek Lunsford represents the pinnacle of physical achievement, the first athlete in history to win Olympia titles in 2 different divisions. Are you enjoying this story about Derek Lunsford? Then help the channel with your subscription. Look, 94.8% of people who watch these videos still aren't subscribed to the channel. If you're part of that group, take the opportunity and subscribe now. It's free, and you'll keep receiving incredible stories of legendary bodybuilders who shaped the sport. Oh, and don't forget, at the end of the video, you'll find more stories like this one. But behind the 240 pounds of sculpted muscle and the dazzling trophy collection lies a journey marked by crisis, faith, and a purpose-driven transformation that few have glimpsed. The truth about bodybuilding's most meteoric success story is more impactful than you imagined. Before becoming Mr. Olympia, Derek Lunsford was just another small-town kid from Petersburg, Indiana. With an active childhood and athletic aspirations that focused primarily on wrestling. At 5'6" and competing at 130 pounds in high school, Lunsford never imagined transforming into one of bodybuilding's most imposing figures. When his college lacked a wrestling program, he pivoted to weightlifting, setting in motion an unexpected journey. Bodybuilding wasn't the initial plan, it was simply the unexpected detour that became destiny. Under the guidance of personal trainer James Brown, Lunsford began competing in 2015 at age 22, weighing a modest 160 pounds in the welterweight division. Despite his relatively late start and unremarkable size, he showed immediate promise, winning his first competition at the NPC Indianapolis Championships. What insiders recognized, but few fans understood, was that Lunsford possessed a rare combination of genetic gifts, symmetrical muscle insertions, aesthetic proportions, and an uncanny ability to maintain conditioning even at increasing sizes. These natural advantages, coupled with his wrestling-forged discipline, enabled a transformation that would defy conventional bodybuilding timelines. Within just 2 years, he earned his pro card and immediately won his pro debut at the 2017 Tampa Pro, qualifying for Mr. Olympia. The shadow of the 212-pound weight limit loomed large over Lunsford's early career. Despite 5 consecutive top 5 finishes at Olympia in the 212 division, including finally winning the title in 2021, industry insiders whispered that his true potential was being artificially constrained. Derek was killing himself to make weight, reveals a former training partner. The dehydration required to hit 212 pounds was extreme, sometimes dangerous, and definitely impacting his ability to display his best physique. The physical toll was one challenge. The psychological burden was another. In the 212 division, Lunsford was constantly compared to Flex Lewis, the 7-time champion whose legacy overshadowed the category. Bodybuilding is as much a mental sport as a physical one, and Lunsford struggled with imposter syndrome despite his success. When he finally won the 212 Olympia title in 2021, the victory was bittersweet. He had reached the pinnacle of his division, but had grown so much that making the weight cut again seemed nearly impossible. The dilemma threatened to derail his career entirely, until a fateful guest posing appearance in 2022 changed everything. In May 2022, Lunsford made an appearance as a guest poser at the Pittsburgh Pro, stepping on stage at a shocking 257 pounds, 45 pounds over his competitive weight. The audience gasped. Even veteran judges were stunned by the transformation. This unplanned revelation, Lunsford had simply been focused on improving his physique rather than maintaining competition. Weight set in motion a series of behind-the-scenes conversations that would alter bodybuilding history. It wasn't planned as a strategic move, admits a close confidant. Derek just showed up looking incredible at that weight, and suddenly everyone was questioning why he was still restricted to the 212 division. What fans didn't know was that Lunsford had already begun experiencing health issues from the extreme weight cuts. His team had discussed the possibility that his body had simply outgrown the 212 division. The guest posing appearance accelerated the conversation dramatically. Within months, IFBB officials made an unprecedented decision, offering Lunsford a special invitation to compete in the open division at the 2022 Mr. Olympia, a move that generated both excitement and controversy. Some competitors objected, arguing that Lunsford hadn't qualified for the division through normal channels. Others sensed something transformative was about to happen. Behind the competitive shifts was a profound personal crisis that few knew about. The pressure of bodybuilding at the highest level had taken its toll on Lunsford's mental health. "I was so depressed at times I thought of quitting bodybuilding," he revealed later. The perfectionism required to compete at the Olympia level had created a sense of isolation and disconnection from everything except the pursuit of physical excellence. In these darkest moments, Lunsford turned to faith, not as a casual gesture, but as a complete surrender. "I choose to believe that my first identity is not Mr. Olympia," Lunsford stated. "It's not even Derek Lunsford. It's the righteousness of God in Christ Jesus." This wasn't merely motivational talk. It represented a fundamental reshaping of his approach to both bodybuilding and life. He began attending church regularly and immersing himself in Christian community, wearing a cross necklace during training and starting each day with prayer. Meanwhile, his personal life blossomed alongside his spiritual renewal. After over a decade together, he married Jelsin Mabaga in 2022, creating a foundation of stability amid the competitive chaos. Those close to the couple noticed the change immediately. Bodybuilding was still a priority, but no longer his sole identity. The defining moment came at the 2023 Mr. Olympia, where Lunsford, in just his second open division appearance, achieved what many thought impossible. After a strategic runner-up placement in 2022, he returned with improvements that shocked the bodybuilding world, defeating defending champion Hadi Chupan to claim the Open Olympia title. In doing so, he became the first athlete in history to win Olympia titles in 2 different divisions. "I am the one he chose to be Mr. Olympia, but not just be Mr. Olympia, but share my testimony, share my faith. Give him the glory and not glorify myself," Lunsford declared after his victory. What the audience witnessed was not merely a physical transformation, but a philosophical one. The night of his victory, rather than celebrating extravagantly, Lunsford lay in his Orlando hotel room, staring at the ceiling, praying about the platform he had been given. He had reframed the pursuit of physical excellence as a vehicle for something greater than himself. This perspective shift had profound effects on his approach to competition, removing the crippling pressure that had previously tormented him. By no longer defining his worth by competitive outcomes, he paradoxically achieved his greatest competitive success. "This is just the beginning. And what a beginning it has been," Lunsford wrote after his historic win. The statement proved prophetic. Following a third-place finish at the 2024 Mr. Olympia, a temporary setback that would have devastated him years earlier, Lunsford mounted a stunning comeback in 2025, winning the Arnold Classic and positioning himself for another Olympia title run. More significantly, his life expanded beyond competition. In 2024, he and Jelson welcomed daughter Evelyn Evie Lunsford, fulfilling a long-held dream of fatherhood. Professionally, Lunsford leveraged his platform to create multiple business ventures, including partnerships with supplement companies and a coaching business. Yet unlike many champions who jealously guard their methods, Lunsford became known for transparency, openly discussing not just training approaches, but his failures, doubts, and the role of faith in sustaining him. This authenticity resonated particularly with younger bodybuilders like social media phenoms Alex Eubank and Tristan Lee, who similarly incorporated faith into their fitness messaging. What began as Lunsford's personal spiritual journey evolved into a quiet revolution within bodybuilding culture, challenging the sport's often materialistic and ego-driven norms. The story of Derek Lunsford transcends bodybuilding, touching on universal themes of identity, purpose, and transformation. From a small-town wrestler to a two-division Olympia champion, his physical evolution is remarkable enough. But the internal journey, from a competitor defined by outcomes to a man anchored in something beyond fleeting achievements, offers a more profound narrative. In a sport often criticized for its superficiality and extremes, Lunsford has introduced a counterintuitive perspective that the highest levels of physical achievement might be reached not through obsessive self-focus, but through surrender to something greater. When he steps on stage now, the physique the audience sees represents not just decades of physical training, but a spiritual and philosophical evolution that has redefined success itself. Are you enjoying this story about Derek Lunsford? Then help the channel with your subscription. Look, 94.8% of people who watch these videos still aren't subscribed to the channel. If you're part of that group, take the opportunity and subscribe now. It's free, and you'll keep receiving incredible stories of legendary bodybuilders who shaped the sport. Oh, and don't forget, at the end of the video, you'll find more stories like this one. As Lunsford continues competing, his ultimate legacy may not be measured in titles or trophies, but in demonstrating how the pursuit of physical excellence can coexist with deeper purpose, showing that even in a world fixated on outer appearance, the greatest transformations happen from within.